In fact, over 50% of all females in the U.S. infected are blacks. So naturally, the children who are infected are also blacks. I would say minorities, because Hispanics are also infected. Now, when we are talking about teenagers, when we talk about children, pediatrics, we talk about those from ages 0 to 12. Now, when we are talking about teenagers, from the CDC viewpoint, we are talking about persons from 13 to 19. Now, even though this age group comprised only 1% of the total AIDS cases in the United States, almost everybody we would talk to would agree that they are the new group of people who are going to get the AIDS virus.
Now, in other words, it's going to have an impact upon them greater than...
There is no question about that. And we believe that the 1% that we see among them is purely it's underestimation, purely based upon the fact that HIV has got what we call a very, very long latency period. When you get infected, the median time of seeing a symptom may be 10 years. So when a teenager is infected at age 13, the first time he might see a sign maybe in his 20s. So they are being counted in the 20s. And don't forget that we don't count you when you are only infected with HIV. We only count you when we have reached the last stage, what we call AIDS. And we only say we've got AIDS when we are seeing some signs, disease in you, which normally wouldn't have shown up in you, were it not that you have the HIV. So by the time we count teenagers, they are in their early 20s, so they are not counted. So you find that in terms of counting them within ages 13 and 19, they are only small. But there is no question that they are it, because their behaviors support that. They are engaging in behaviors that go on to transmit the virus, primarily sex.
Well, Doctor, you know, I think one of the most important things that we've dealt with in our newspapers over the last couple of days has been sex education, in the high schools and elementary schools. Now, within that framework, are you saying that that we ought to try to get as much information across to these young people as we possibly can? Why is it, are they not listening to what we're saying? I mean, what do you see as the problem?
There are two problems for me. The problems are with adults. That's how I see it. First of all, teenagers are seeing things, do what I say, don't do what I do. Even though sex is, to me, is in the life, you know, it's almost everywhere, the TV everywhere, and they are seeing it, they are feeling it, it's everywhere. We are saying, don't do that. That is inconsistent. Secondly, from what we are seeing that they are getting pregnant, they are getting STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, every time, and we still are making us, we are believing that they are not doing anything. So the schools are not doing well in terms of making them be aware of the dangers out there, whether we like it or not. Or in fact, if we want to save our children, then we have no choice than to talk about these things, talk to them about the dangers of STDs. The children do not know how vulnerable they are. They don't even believe it. AIDS is, in Nigeria, for example, AIDS is somewhere. Most of them haven't seen AIDS cases. So they always think AIDS is somewhere. They don't know that it's within them. There are a lot of persons who are walking around with the virus, including most teenagers. But we adults are not compromising and saying, hey, we need to let them know that this danger is out there.
In this respect, most of the